get it to go fucking right. All right, that's just how life fucking is, dude. All right, we got a lot of people in the chat. Appreciate you guys tuning in here. I'll give you guys an early shout out here. We got Lauda's hanging out. Leo, oh, you're unknown MMA. Oh, unbroken. Sorry, unknown. Unbroken MMA. My bad. Hey, I'm on one of these like cracked out nitro cold brews because I'm on like running like 2 hours sleep. MMA gods, our boy, what's up, dude? Everybody hanging out. Appreciate you guys. All right, so welcome to the Keyboard Warriors. We are the Keyboard Warriors. My name's Eddie Law. That's Fred Kirby. That's Jason Rubacaba. We are shooting the shit, talking all kinds of non-MMA related shit before we start the fucking show, but that's like normal. But let's talk about this last weekend really quickly. Did you guys watch UFC Copenhagen?
Of course.
Hell no.
All right. Well, no. What the fuck? Why not? There's no. Greg Hardy wasn't on the show. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. What's your fucking problem? You got a problem with the fucking Swedes?
I was busy.
Or where were they at? Where were they at? The Danes?
I was busy.
Let me ask you guys this: what was it? Something I completely missed out on? What am I missing out on a lot here?
Jared Cannonier is a bad motherfucker, and Roundtree let me down.
Okay, again,
it was a good card.
What did I miss out on?
All right, it was a good card. I mean, listen, as far as the cards we've been having goes, this was a decent card. To be fair,
yeah.
I mean that fucking card, the goddamn Chinese card, fucking Portugal card. Whatever the fuck.
So let's take that inch by inch of what Eddie just said. So our boy that moved his entire family and training camp over to Thailand to become the greatest striker we've ever seen, basically let everybody down and looked pretty, I don't know, what would you say, basic? I mean, I saw the way he got manhandled by
Kutelaba. Look, man, he just got caught. That's all it was.
Weird that happened. Was that unexpected for you guys?
Wait. It's unexpected that the Roundtree got knocked out. That we said? Of course, you mute yourself right when I ask you a question, dog. All right, go ahead.
Look, let me get the fuck in.
Yeah.
He didn't get knocked out on the feet, right? He got taken down and controlled on the ground and finished with ground and pound, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'll be smoking a lot. Okay, no, that's not that surprising. Khalil can go to Thailand and train there for the rest of his fucking life and bounce around on the top of his heels like fucking Tom Poe from Kickboxer and do all the fancy shit he wants. But in MMA, if somebody puts him off his feet, it matters little to none. His ground game is disgusting. We were reminded. It's easy to forget the holes in other parts of your game if you flourish in other parts of your game. You understand what I'm saying? Like his Muay Thai went through the roof so good that we forgot how, kind of crappy he is on the ground. All fucking Kunta Labre did was just remind us that if you can put Khalil on his back, he's fucking, like a turtle.
Yeah, no, that was that. He looked bad. It was just bad for him. But like I think you're right, man. I think when guys switch over and they wow us with their one, with their skill, their one thing, fuck. I'm gonna keep fucking up your screen in there, buddy. I'm broken. Thank you. I'm broken MMA. Says Roundtree can't do Muay Thai from his back. Goddamn right he can't. And he clearly couldn't. Oh, there you go. I forgot I could do this shit. Right
exactly.
There.
It wasn't that surprising. Like it would have been surprising had Kunta Labre fucking like knocked him out or like
on the feet. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean he controlled him with the grappling and that's how he won the fight.
Yeah.
In hindsight, isn't that now? Don't get me wrong. I feel what Jesse's saying. There was a lot of hype going into the fight. I was on the Khalil Roundtree bus, Jack. I thought he was going to come in there and do some fancy fucking spinning shit, but it, didn't end up like that. And in hindsight, it's not that surprising how it went. He just exposed his obvious, holes in his ground game.
Yeah, unfortunately, here's a suggestion from Tony. Ship him to Dagestan, he'll be all right.
Now, listen, here's a fucking suggestion: go to Thailand and stay there. Yeah. Do fucking Muay Thai. Like, fucking kickbox. Just go. Look, man, there are combat sports where you don't have to let somebody take you down. It's just MMA. Like, you ain't got to do this. Go kickbox.
Yeah, I mean, you do kickboxing or just only take fights with guys that are going to stand with you because it's going to be really rough if you keep taking fights against grapplers and everything.
Yeah,
Jesse, you live? Jesse? Nope. I'm gonna mute you for a second. Let me know when you're ready. All right. But I think there we go. But no. I think he definitely needs to work on his ground game for sure, clearly. And yeah, I like that line. You can't do Muay Thai off your back.
And sometimes you just can't shore up those defenses, man. Everybody ain't going to be great at everything.
Right.
I love him too. I wanted him to win going into that fight, but it just is what it is. And sometimes, again, everybody isn't going to be able to grapple. Everybody isn't going to be able to strike. Like, it just is what it is. What the fuck is the one kid's name? Abon fucking Mercier, Olivier.
Yeah.
What,
Olivier. Yeah.
He's never going to be Floyd Mayweather, Jack. Like he might be able to alter his game a little bit but if he gets knocked out too much, like at what point do you just fucking kind of? Now, I'm not saying Khalil Roundtree should do that yet, but if he takes another fight against a dude who's ranked 15 or 16 and they just take him down, I don't give a fuck how devastating your Muay Thai is. If your ground and wrestling, your defensive wrestling is just so trash that a top 20 guy can put you down and take you out, what are you going to do?
Yeah, there's not much you can do on there. Let's see if we can get Jesse back. Jesse.
Hello.
Oh, you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. All right.
Okay.
So real quick on Roundtree, you said were we surprised? And Fred said he wasn't. I kind of was. I expected Roundtree to come out and starch him a little bit, keep it on the feet, but like Fred was saying, do all your Muay Thai. And someone actually put on in the comments, you can't do Muay Thai off your back. What do you think of a Roundtree to finish off your point?
No, just that. I mean, he's always been inconsistent, and it just shows that even though he got a little bit of extra skills in there, like Fred was saying, he can't be great at everything. But I mean, it was just such a brutal beating that he took in that last fight. So I mean, I think people were claiming that he was better than he really is. It just seems like he's so wishy-washy. I think people need to pump the brakes on this kid before they start trying to put him in the top 5 or top 10 or whatever people want to put him in.
Listen, the brakes just got pumped. When you get beat by that fucking creep that dresses up like the Incredible Hulk at the weigh-ins, the brakes are officially pumped on you being a top 5 contender, Jack.
Yep. All right, let's talk about the main event. Jared Cannonier against Jack Hermansson. Cannonier gets a second round knockout, and he looked fucking like a beast. At 185, he looks like a monster. I mean, straight up, new contender, Fred. We got a new guy.
Absolutely, a fucking animal. I mean, Jack Hermansson's coming off the win over Jacare, right? I mean, what the fuck, dog? A win over Jacare means a lot, no matter what. I don't give a fuck who you are, what weight division, how you got it. Like, a win over Jacare is a big fucking deal, dog. So coming off of that win, and for Cannonier to win like that, like pretty much just cruise through him easily. Fuck yeah, like dude is a fucking animal and a fucking force to be reckoned with. I mean, I guess the question becomes now, how good? Where do we put him? Like, where does he fit into the fucking into the title picture at 85? You know what I'm saying? Like, which all of a sudden has become one of the most exciting divisions in MMA. Why is middleweight so deep all of a sudden?
Right.
Like, middleweight is fucking lit.
Meanwhile, 205 looks like total shit, and they're gonna. They keep saying going up 185ers at the fight and everything. It's kind of ridiculous. But if we move on this from this event, there, Jesse, what do you think of Cannonier, man?
I mean, I think we've always kind of seen that he has that potential to be that breakout star. It's just interesting that I think someone in the comments said that it seems like he's retained that power, right? From his other division. So that's great. I mean, it's great to see, like you guys are saying, that infusion. Yeah, there you go. That infusion of talent into different divisions. I just wish that it was at 205, and heavyweight. Like, those two divisions to me are still kind of failing us, right? Like Fred says, I mean, we've got the king at 205 who, I agree with Fred. He has to either move up or something has to happen there. Maybe another 2 seasons of tough where they can, bring in like all the top, 15 guys into the house, and then whoever wins out of that tournament gets a title shot at the king. But, they need to do something for that division to kind of give it some life. Also at heavyweight, I mean, it's just a mess. So it's nice to see that Cannonier kind of has a new life in a different division. And we've kind of known he's a skilled guy. it's just great to see him kind of break out after this performance.
All right.
But fuck that. I want to see him at 85. That's his optimal weight. That's where he should be. That's where I want to see him. Light heavyweight and heavyweight are atrocious right now, but they'll come around. Like, I really low-key liken this to like football, kind of, even though I'm not a big football guy at all. I did grow up watching football. And it seems like the league would go through fucking ebbs and flows of like having years where it was running heavy or defense heavy. I feel like divisions always kind of go up and down. There was a time when light heavyweight was the premier division in this sport. And heavyweight, you only need 3 or 4 good heavyweights. Look at what Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder and AJ did for heavyweight boxing. We get like 2 or 3 real legit guys at heavyweight. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like all the divisions will eventually do their thing, except for men's flyweight. I think we need to cut there.
Man, disrespecting our Mexican brethren over there, even though, you know, I don't really care for him too much.
Our Mexican brother. Henry fucking Cejudo's about as Mexican as my right fucking thigh, Jack.
I gotta
wow,
say, man,
so that thigh was born in Mexico, huh?
Listen. I did the fucking 23andMe. Come to find out,
I was gonna say he did that 23andMe shit. He's like, I forgot what percentage Spanish or something.
Listen, I'm fucking 3% Spanish, so I'm in the fucking club, and I'm 1% African. So don't fucking think I might pull Mike Perry on all you. I'm fucking in the club too.
Oh fuck!
I say what the fuck I want now.
All right, and then MMA God says, "How about Daikisi? How do you say his name?"
Oh yeah, Daikisi.
Yeah, Daikisi.
Yeah, Daikisi.
I don't even try to pronounce people's names right no more. My bad. A preemptive apology, but I say as close as I can get. But yeah, he did look really good. There was a lot of hype behind that kid, and Lando Venata to outstrike him is really, really saying something. But if y'all fucking forget, Lando almost had Tony Ferguson the fuck out of here. Matter of fact, I would say, I mean, Tony Ferguson low-key been in trouble in a few of his fights, but I think that was the closest he was to being snuffed out. Lando had him fucking hurt in their fight. So winning a striking battle is a big deal against Lando Venata.
It's also you gotta remember the circumstances of that fight. It was a late replacement fight, and Tony Ferguson really didn't think much of the guy, you know, when he got in there with him. Up until he got, as Fred would say, until he got thunderstruck, and then he was like, "Oh, I better take this seriously." You know, and you know, it's always those matchups, right, where people just don't think too much of their opponent, where they get in trouble. Case in point, John Jones in his last fight, you know, didn't think too highly of his last opponent, took him to 5 rounds and gave him a good beating. So, you know, as Fred says, those are the risky fights that these fighters don't need to be taken.
That's a fact. Like, I mean, AJ taught us that shit in boxing. Anthony Johnson got knocked out by a fat Mexican. All due respect to the panel here. Are you fucking kidding me? Now you got to fight him in Saudi Arabia again with a ton of pressure. Now you got to beat him. Fuck that.
Hey, I'll be honest about that Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz fight. None of us thought he could do that. His own family. There's no way they were like, he's about to knock him out. No, nobody. Not even Andy thought. You see how surprised that motherfucker looked when he fucking knocked him out? He's like, holy shit, he thought he's out. Oh fuck! Like,
this is. Yeah, go ahead, Fred.
I don't know if y'all seen him celebrating his birthday. The motherfucker is not missing his opportunity for his moment of fame. Nope. He had fucking goddamn Asian bitches there with sushi on him. Anthony Ruiz was fucking lit for his birthday.
He's the kind of guy you probably want to hang out with. I'd love to hang out with that dude. Just like, fucking just party with that dude. That dude looks like a lot of fun.
To put a bow on what my fucking point was,
Anthony
Johnson should have never fought him.
Right.
Anthony Joshua, my bad. Anthony Joshua should have never been fighting him. I don't know how to put me on this point, but yeah, John Jones better go to heavyweight. That's my goddamn fucking point on that.
Yeah.
Real quick, I like this fight right here. Cannonier versus Joel Romero will be the shit.
Love it. That seems like that's the thing that people were floating. Does Yoel got a fight booked, or am I tripping?
No, he just lost to Paulo Costa. I was there for that.
Ah, yes. And a lot of people feel like he didn't lose.
I was one of them.
Yeah, I think perfect fight. And I think I've heard that float about other people. I think that is the perfect fight to have right now.
Right.
If Yoel will take it. And don't settle down, all you bitch ass sissies. I'm not saying that Yoel's scared, but Yoel might just be like, yeah, fuck that. You know what I mean? Like, I want a rematch with somebody or some shit. Like, y'all are barely fucking beating me. I ain't fucking fighting that dude. What the fuck?
Right. And then Cannonier knocks him out and takes his shine. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Or what do you think about Cannonier going against Costa and then number one contender shot after that? Since they're both coming off of wins.
Sounds pretty fun, but I kind of see Paulo Costa get up there for a title shot as long as he doesn't get Papa USADA ASAP.
I mean, I feel it. Yeah, Paulo Costa's biggest fucking enemy, not as far as it goes. That's a good fight. I almost just feel like it's a little too soon, though, for Cannonier. That might be a little bit too much of a bump up. But I don't know. I'll put it like this. If they did it, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it for the next title shot at 85.
Right.
I feel like Paulo Costa might be like, God damn, fuck that shit. Let me win on the belt. Like, yeah, whoever floated that shit about give Yoel that motherfucker. That's what he gets for losing to me. He got to fight him. Let him fight the fucking gorilla. What the fuck?
Ah, shit. All right. And real quick, because Tony brought this up, he goes, Fred got a 23andMe sponsorship.
Hey,
not yet, but if they're willing, Fred to listen.
Listen. You know who sponsors me right now? Fucking nobody. So you know what that means? I'm taking sponsorships from anybody. God damn it, Trump! I don't give a fuck. Goddamn Proud Boys, give me some money. I'll wear your fucking shirt on this show.
Did your sponsorship with Connor run out or something? What happened? There's a falling out there.
Listen, Connor's throwing hard times, guys. It's fucking rough in Ireland these days. You understand me?
No, don't tell me his last check bounced on you. What happened?
So on the Keyboard Warriors Instagram that is still up, and actually I took it out of I made it public again just for today, but I'm putting it back in private. So y'all fucking add it ASAP before they fucking cancel us. But anyway, the first I put a podcast question topics. First thing I get is Connor still sucks. That's the first one I got. And I'm like, come on, man, we don't know that. He hasn't fought forever. He might suck, but he might not. Shit.
Listen,
hey, look, real quick, Fred.
Don't need to talk about Connor.
Yeah, we don't.
But he doesn't suck. Let's not get fucking goofy. Jesus Christ.
Look. Let me throw this out there. Like, you guys know, I don't defend Connor. I don't like his attitude. I don't like what he's become. Used to be a great example of a guy that, had the talent, had the ability to make himself a star. Totally different thing now. But I will say this, the fact that Nate Diaz didn't fight for so long, came back and looked as good as he did in his last fight, gives me hope that someone like Connor can actually do the same thing and look just as good or even better on a comeback fight. Right, not saying that he will, but it's possible.
Listen, I done told y'all, God damn it, you understand me? Listen, styles make fights. All right, MMA math does not work, but styles do make fights. Yep. Connor's going to come back. He's going to fight Justin Gaethje. He's going to starch Justin Gaethje because he's a better striker, and styles make fights, and Justin's not smart enough to out-wrestle him, which he might be able to do.
Right.
Habib is going to lose to Tony Ferguson, and then Connor's
going
to take the belt from Tony, and when... listen, I'm telling you,
I hear you. All right.
And then Habib will fight Connor for the belt in their rematch.
Habib will take that shit.
And when all this fucking plays out, somebody get back here and suck my dick because I just called
it. That exact thing happens. Jesus Christ. All right. Yeah, here's a good one. Well, Connor's chirping about the BMF right now. Is that what he was saying?
Yeah, he's saying that that's not a real belt, blah, blah, blah.
Of course it's fucking not. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's just get this out of the way right now because this has been pissing me off. Not pissing me off. It's been annoying the fuck out of me online. So I go on Twitter and I just fuck around. I didn't even look for anything. I just, scroll up and down the timeline for a couple minutes, in the morning, and then I just go about my day. And every day since they announced a fucking BMF belt, there's people going like, well, that's stupid. That's fucking, why would you even bring that belt? And what are they going to do? Like, who's up next with that belt? I'm like, dude, did you not listen to what they said? It's a fucking one-off, motherfuckers. It's not real. It's a gimmick. It's a marketing fucking gimmick.
And it's working. And
it's working like a motherfucker. Even people that don't like the idea are fucking talking about it.
Yeah.
Listen, if you ever was interested in watching Brock Lesnar fight, if you ever fixed your eyeballs to be interested in watching CM Punk fight, any of these things are way more egregious, quite frankly, than us giving some fictitious belt to fucking Nate Diaz and Jorge. Do you know who the fuck they are? Let me tell you something, Jack. Even if that belt is fake, you tell them it's fake. Let me tell you something. If you can go up to one of those motherfuckers, whoever wins that belt, and I'm calling it a belt, you understand me? It's a real belt. And you know why it's a real belt? Because those two bad motherfuckers say it is.
Yep.
Anybody on planet Earth, whoever wins that fight, including you, McGregor, if you want to go up to the winner of that fight and tell them they're not a bad motherfucker, it'll be goddamn it on and popping on sight. So goddamn it, for all of me and for all of you, those of you that want to be safe with your mouth, that belt is real.
Yeah, so y'all can quit hating on that shit. It's not gonna be a new division, although it'd be awesome. I forgot, was it you, Fred, that said it'd be cool if they put it around them and said, by the way, this is a new 165 belt? I forgot who said that. Someone said that shit to me.
Somebody in the comments.
Someone in the comments said
somebody
that.
In the comments said.
Yeah. So and you know, and look, MMA guys is right. You know, fighters will be calling out the winner of the BMF belt and will want it if they win. Like, it's a fun little fucking thing.
Listen, here, those people that discredit the belt and say that it's not real, they are morons. Okay, so let's not address them. Let's take them out of the equation. This is a real head show. This is for real MMA fans. So let's have a better, more interesting conversation about the BMF belt.
Right.
Which belt is more relevant? After Nate and Jorge fight, and Usman and Colby are going to fight. I knew the motherfuckers were going to fight. They're made for each other. After those fights are said and done, which belt is more relevant? Which fight is bigger?
No one gives a fuck about that Colby Usman fight. Everyone that I'm talking about,
not true. Now that's not true. But you could argue that whoever wins the BMF belt is going to be in way more higher demand, unless one pulls off a crazy knockout or something. But like, who's expecting that, right? What the fuck?
No, but what I'm saying, maybe it's not that no one cares about the fight. Is that everyone, including myself, goes, is it possible to give both guys L's and just like vacate the belt because nobody wants to see either guy as champion?
Well, how about this? What would hurt you guys more to find out, like, when you open Twitter tomorrow morning, that which fight would hurt you more is off? Like, somebody got hurt. Like, it would definitely be
easily
Nate Diaz, right?
The BMF belt fight.
Okay. So here's the thing: are we kind of gonna look at this as a pseudo, kind of like what the WWE kind of did back in the day, where it was like kind of like the Intercontinental belt, where it was that guy who was next at a title shot, whoever wins this belt, like, this is like kind of like the last stepping stone. So what I'm saying is, like, whoever wins this belt or whoever wins this fight gets to call a shot on who he fights next. And who do you want to win that fight, and who do you want them to call out? Because to me, I would want Nate Diaz to be able to call out Khabib and get that title at 155, because it would be great to see a Diaz brother with a title in the UFC. What do you guys think?
I would just like to see it because Dana White would shit himself. Anyway, Fred.
I love this idea because I think this is what happens too. I think, again, me putting on, and actually one of these completely shoots a hole in my previous fucking prophecy. But I think if Nate wins, Nate could get the top. Look, I think they could, either one of them could probably call for the title shot at either weight division because
for sure.
But I think Jorge goes for 170. Bro, if Colby wins and Jorge wins, you already know what fucking time it is. You already know what time it is. They're going for the fucking welterweight strap. It's going to be fucking chaos, even though I hate to use that with Colby being around. But that's great shit. and it's wins. It'll be. I think Colby's going, or Jorge rather is going for the 170 strap with a win. Conversely, if Nate wins, quite frankly, I don't know what the fuck he might do. Nate might fuck off to try and fight Conor. He might not fight again. But if he cares about his legacy and he's really trying to make a run and make us believe something, he does ask for the Khabib fight, because that's the fight right now. If Nate beats Jorge and then drops the 55 and actually beats Khabib, hypothetically, in that scenario, if Khabib beats Tony or whatever, boy, can you imagine the dick riding we will be doing for Nate Diaz if he's the BMF champion and the lightweight champion. He beat fucking Khabib. Boy, it ain't going to be nothing. Picture Tyson in his prime, son. it ain't gonna be nothing fucking nice.
Okay, and see, that's my point. We have a higher expectation of the two guys in that BMF title fight, right? Like, we'll just call it a title fight, right? Because it means a lot more.
Real quick,
than,
breaking the fourth wall. Keep it going. My husky's freaking out. Right back.
Yeah. It means a completely different thing than that 170 belt. It almost seems like that 170 title fight is kind of meaningless, right? It's kind of like a placeholder until either Masvidal and Covington fight, because that's already got a lot of heat behind it, right? Or, you get Tyron Woodley back in there, you get somebody else more interesting back into that title contention. So like it just seems like the UFC is kind of setting up either these two guys to kind of take that title from somebody and make that title fight even more interesting than it has been in the past.
Listen, what the UFC better do is accommodate both of these gentlemen greatly, because what they've done is give the UFC a ton of fucking options. You know what I'm saying? These cute cocksuckers went and created their own. People have been shooting their mouth off about 65 for a month of Sundays. Fucking Nate Diaz, basically kind of by himself, he added Jorge into the mix, which was the perfect element, but they just kind of went and created their own belt. And all the goofballs on Twitter or whoever the fuck can hate all they want. And yes, it's not a real belt, you fucking jerk offs. But as far as I would say, that belt's more credible,
prestigious,
or just more valuable than an interim belt. Like, and not to mention, but to completely fucking fanboy out on some lame shit, The Rock is putting the belt on the winner.
I know. That's hilarious.
Dick. It's lit.
Dude,
it's like, what the fuck?
Anyone that shits on this fight and even the whole BMF thing and The Rock being on there, y'all just don't like fun. Go fuck off.
Right, real talk.
I just don't like fun.
Man, if it was between two guys that might give us a boring fight, then that's one thing. Like, bro, I swear to God, dog, in MMA, there are no guarantees. Ngannou and fucking
Stipe? Oh no, Black Beast.
Yeah, Black Beast taught us that, right? Yeah. There are, but I'm telling y'all, I guarantee you, this fucking fight will be fun. I have no fucking clue who will win, but I fucking promise you, there will be blood and it will be fun for fucking sure.
Here's the thing: everyone that I saw, and literally every single one that I saw, I'm sure there were more that weren't, but every single fucking account that I saw, I would go check, and every single one was a Conor nut hugger. Don't get upset because your boy is not in the fight. Take the stick out your ass, enjoy some fun shit, just like everyone was shoving down everyone else's throat when Conor was fighting for belts he didn't earn, okay, and not defending a goddamn thing. All right, chill the fuck out, have some fun. All right, Conor will be back. He'll have a good fight, a fun fight. He'll be in a title shot fucking sooner than later, probably, and you'll get your shit back. Relax, okay? I was just hating on Nate Diaz for no reason.
Real talk,
real quick.
Go ahead, Jesse.
Real quick, Fred. Sorry. Okay, so this to me has brought up an interesting question in my head. Are we allowing the UFC to open up a door that we're really going to hate farther on in the future? And I'm taking it from like the WWE perspective, where they started introducing like a hardcore belt, then this type of belt, then this type of belt. Like, are we opening ourselves up to the fact that the UFC is now going to make a pay-per-view around, like, let's say, like a superstars title, or like, the money belt, like kind of like Mayweather had with Conor? Like, are we opening a door that we're going to really, really hate later on? Or is this really going to be a one-off thing and we're never going to see something like this ever again?
Go ahead, Fred.
But look, no, because it's not the UFC's idea. The UFC is going along with this, but they didn't create it. This is low key, kind of like one of those once in a lifetime type of deals, man. It's just the perfect time. Nate Diaz came back. Yo, it's a bad motherfucker belt. What are we talking about here? Yeah. No, UFC's not going to. The UFC is smart enough business wise to know they're not going to try to recreate this. This is lightning in a bottle. This is one of those strange things. This is what, actually, quite frankly, this is one of the things that makes MMA great, is that shit like this happens sometimes. There is nothing like the fight game. Because, again, I forget who it was. I think it was Dana White, maybe. But somebody was saying that, like, if you could go back, it might have been Ariel Helwani actually when he was interviewing Jorge Masvidal on the ESPN shit.
Mm-hmm.
Saying like if you could go back a year or two ago and tell Jorge after the loss to Damian Maia, I think it was, like, yo, a year or two from now, you're going to be headlining the Garden against Nate Diaz. None of us.
No one thought that.
Like, it's so that just shows you how crazy this fucking game is, man. But that's why we love it. And now there's a belt attached to it, and the fucking Rock is going to place it on the winner. Like, it's fucking dreamland.
Yeah, like tell me you're not gonna fucking have fun watching that. And by the way, that door, Jesse, was kicked the fuck open when the UFC and Endeavor decided that you couldn't have a pay-per-view without a belt on the line.
No, you're right. You're right.
That's literally what, you know why? All those interim belts that everyone likes to throw out there, those are those belts.
Right. And what I'm asking is, at least the interim belts, they kind of had some sort of like tangible something before, right? Up until they started wait. Up until they started taking them away for no reason from people, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But now are we as the fans opening up a door where like the uncool, unhip uncle sees like somebody liking some music and he's going to try to jump all over it and kill it for everybody else, being as like, you know, the UFC and Dana White and Endeavor are going to go, well, they really like these belts that we made up, a one-time thing. All right, UFC, you know, 305, you know, it's going to be the superstar belt, but it's only for one night, only these people. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I get what you're saying, but I'll answer that with Fred's point. They didn't create this belt. Nate Diaz created this belt. Him and Jorge are the ones that created this belt. So if Dana White comes out, like you said, and goes, the fucking superstar belt at UFC 305, no one's going to buy it. Why? Because it's not real. It's not organic. It wasn't created. Like this thing, Nate Diaz said, I'm defending the bad motherfucker belt and I want to defend it against Jorge Masvidal. That is the moment that belt became.
Right, bro.
Right.
Everybody needs to keep in mind, this is kind of a joke.
Exactly.
Okay? This is just like Nate Diaz talking some yin yang, and it
He was
literally like kind of caught on. Like it's a joke, dog. Not a joke per se. I'm sure Nate Diaz does believe that he's the baddest motherfucker, and quite frankly, I would fucking share his opinion as far as it goes, as far as just being a dog goes and being a bad motherfucker. But like let's keep it a buck. This was him talking shit, and it became what it is.
Yeah, right. I understand what you guys are saying, but I also think that the problem I think that a lot of people have, and I have personally, is that once the UFC sees something, it doesn't matter if we think that it's cool or it's not cool, or it's not what we thought it was. They're still going to try to hammer us with it, right? Kind of like with the CM Punk thing, right? Oh, he's a wrestler, he's trying to be, and they put him in like a headlining spot, basically, right? Like a couple times they're trying to really hammer him onto us. The Mickey Gall thing. Like there's so many things that they really try to hammer home, and they'll try it a couple times on us, and eventually like they give up. Yeah, I understand that, but like it still happens, and that's what I'm saying. I'm afraid of that. They're gonna be like, oh well, we can just create another pseudo title and it'll sell. Once it doesn't sell a couple times, but we're still gonna get those like crappy events in the future, is what I'm afraid of.
Bro, I don't know. I kind of disagree completely. I think you kind of put it on the consumer. I don't think the UFC does nothing that they don't think we want. If we all wouldn't have tuned in droves to watch CM Punk fight, they wouldn't have gave a fuck.
Yeah, he wouldn't have gotten a second fight.
We do ultimately drive the market. Maybe not us, the hardcores, and maybe it's the fucking douchebag tap-out shirt wearing casuals. But ultimately, the UFC, they make money. That's what they want to do. Especially now that the Fertitas, now that the family's done, it's broke up, now that the family affair is over. I'm sure they care a little bit about the sport, but at the end of the day, they want to make money. That's why they doing this bad motherfucker bullshit, because they realize that we as the fans are intrigued by it. Ultimately, what we are paying for and consuming, they're going to do. Now, I realize they're running all these shows, and people get so butthurt about that, but what people don't fucking realize is they don't have to do any of that. Like, y'all, real talk, a lot of y'all are just new heads. Like, bro, we used to get one pay-per-view a month. And we didn't even get to watch all the fights. Like, it used to be a such thing as Facebook fights. And before that, there was a such thing as you didn't get to see the goddamn fights unless you were there live type shit. I remember having to type that shit out and Google it because we were doing fucking bets and gambling and shit. You couldn't even see the fight. So stop bitching. Like, if you paying for Fight Pass, or not Fight Pass, but ESPN Plus, man, so what? We get fucking UFC China at 3 a.m, man. take that shit and shut the fuck up.
Hey, I guarantee right here what Unbroken MMA just said. This, if there was some hardcore girls in the UFC, time for the baddest bitch belt. I'm calling it right now. Tracy Cortez and Claudia Calvillo. That will be that's gonna happen. Whether or not it happens, that's the baddest bitch belt.
I'll tell you right now, that is one of the most what's the word I'm looking for? Unsaturated. Does that mean it ain't nobody there? The difference of saturated. That's the most unsaturated market in MMA to me. Is like WMMA. Bro, we ain't had a star since Ronda. Like, these hoes need to start looking at Colby and these motherfuckers who can't even. I won't say they can't fight, but they ain't exciting. But they ain't exciting. And literally, with their yap, they become these. And God forbid you're Israel Adesanya. God forbid you can actually go. And then if Amanda fucking Nunes could create a persona and everybody suck my fucking dick, I know she shouldn't create nothing. You gotta be yourself. Kiss my ass. If she could take herself to epic. Yo, part of what made Ronda such a thing was her fucking attitude. That even though when she lost, we took it out on her. It's also what, propelled her to such great. We ain't got too many women in this sport that really compel us. Like Rose is very interesting. There are some women that are interesting, but there's nobody who just demands our attention when they fight. And they're so compelling.
And that's what I was going to ask you going on that. Do you think that our last superstar that we had that we kind of lost was Rose? Because it seems like everybody was kind of behind Rose on her run and as a champion, and then she got snuffed out, and it was like, and then she kind of felt like she kind of said like she doesn't want to kind of do this, she wants to do her own thing, and it kind of like women's MMA kind of died right at that moment. It seemed.
I mean, real talk for all of me, and I love Rose. I don't think she was even close to it. Like she wasn't close to what I'm talking about, dog. I'm talking about Miesha Tate, Gina Carano, Ronda Rousey, Cyborg. I'm talking about fucking, like, you know what I mean? Like,
I think you're talking almost like the crossover kind of girls.
Yeah, but they all had that larger than life personality. I mean, Cyborg, I guess, kind of did, but let's keep it a bean. Even she did because of her fucking look. You know what I mean? Like, she had something there. I mean, but she was a winner too. But
yeah,
Fred, you're talking about that 1% that like it really does come down to just Ronda, right? Like Ronda was the big superstar who was able to transition over to WWE, to go to movies. The last person to do that was Gina Carano, right?
Yeah,
it wasn't even the same scale though. I think Ronda and someone just said it. ELC just said it. She goes, it was Ronda's looks, and she was a unicorn at the time. I mean, sure, there's looks, right? Beautiful blonde girl, but the unicorn thing is that she was killing everybody.
Right, that's the thing. She was a unicorn because of a bunch of. Listen, let's keep it real. She was finishing everybody with an armbar in the first round. Yep. That's like Mike
no matter
Tyson.
What.
So there's personality counts, though. I guess that's all I'm saying is there's a major gap right now that if certain female fighters stepped up and just kind of hammed it up a little bit, and even maybe just Tony Ferguson weirdo shit, just give us a little more or something. I think people are waiting for it. That we're definitely intrigued with the women fighters, but we need where's the female Colby? You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, that's what I was asking you, Fred. I think the last girl that got to like not like the Ronda status, but was the most talked about woman in the sport was Rose. She was the one that kind of, when she was about to fight, everybody was, buzzing about her next fight when she became champion, all those things. And it just seems like, Joanna, she lost everything when she lost her title, and she hasn't really been talked about or brought up as like the next person to kind of break through. Even Valentina Shevchenko, right? Like she's great, but nobody really talks about her as like, nobody's excited about her as they should be. And it seems to me like even Andrade, even though she was the one to take that belt away, as soon as like she lost, like that's it. She's gone. Now, does anybody even care about Wiley Zhang? Like, no, like. So like that's what I'm saying. Right. Like, do you think the last like super talked about woman, superstar quote unquote, was Rose?
No, and I'll say this: Rose was a quote unquote superstar because look, the reason she was superstar because she knocked Joanna Jacek the fuck out because she literally killed the boogeyman or boogie woman. Okay, that's why, in my opinion, that's why she became the superstar. And then people have to know her. She's a nice girl. She just cares about people. She won't hurt nobody. She says the Lord's Prayer in front of the baddest chick at the moment on the planet. She says the Lord's Prayer, is muttering it while this girl's saying, "I'm the boogie woman. I'm gonna get you," and all sorts of bullshit. Okay, that's some fucking scary shit. So I think she became a star off of that, but it's not the same. I don't think.
Well, no, you just said it. I think the super.
Yeah,
that word is very important. I don't think she was ever a superstar. I think she became a star, especially in our realm, but I don't think she was ever. Now, she might have been on her way to that for sure. I'm not saying she doesn't have the potential to be a superstar, but she didn't make it.
No. All right, I'll throw out one last name.
Okay,
Paige VanZant.
Hell no. Here's the thing about Paige VanZant. She came out saying like, if I get my titties fixed and shit, and I start showing more, everything, and because I'm pretty and I'm blonde, I'm gonna be a superstar. Like, no. And she said it herself. She makes more money on Instagram than she does fighting. Okay, that tells you everything you need to know. Superficial. I'm not saying she's a bad person. I'm not saying she's even a bad fighter. That switch kick she pulled on what's her fucking face on
Beck Rollins.
Huh? Yeah. Well, who?
Beck Rollins, wasn't it?
No. It was it might have been Beck Rollins. I thought I was thinking Herrig, but maybe I'm wrong. But the switch kick she pulled off, that was impressive, right? But that's it.
Yeah. Listen, one beautiful thing about MMA and combat sports in general is you got to win. No ultimate loser has ever been a mega star in combat sports ever. Like
even Connor's losing it right now.
Yeah, I mean, he only lost one time to the fucking supposed goat at lightweight. I mean,
right?
Like you gotta win that was what hurt Paige VanZant. To keep it a buck, if Paige VanZant was still undefeated in the UFC, we might be having a completely different discussion.
Right?
Oh, definitely.
He started losing fights. So ultimately, first things first, you gotta win, and then once you start winning, like who do we got right now? Tatiana Suarez.
Yeah.
If that fucking broad starts opening her yap, doing some weird shit, wearing a fucking Trump hat, her and Colby show up to meetings together. She's grabbing Colby's snake, he's smacking her on the ass. She comes out as a fucking snatch kisser or a goddamn polyamorous type. Something that we fucking care about and we can cling to. Off to the races.
Right. Okay. So Fred, one of you said who's the next? Who's like the female Colby? What's the female Colby? I was gonna say his name, but someone decided to put it on here on the chat. Macy Barber. How about Barber DMing Paige VanZant's husband?
That's I like that. But she got to keep it coming though. She got to keep
right. And MMA guy says she's still so young though and dumb. I totally agree. Right. But you gotta be kind of dumb to say some of that shit.
And you got to be kind of consistent, bro. Every time I turn on my feed, I see Colby.
Yeah.
With that fucking belt and that fucking, he's everywhere. I try my best not to see this prick, and him with that stupid smiling face and that belt is all over. So if she's going to do it, and you know what? As much as I fucking hate the little prick, I gotta hand it to him. Henry Cejudo is another good example of that. He just became. I can't wait to see that little fucker fight again. And it's a Floyd Mayweather syndrome. I want to see him lose. I couldn't. Boy, if he fights Joseph Benavidez at 25, which is what they're kind of saying is going to happen, I couldn't bit more care about flyweight than the man on the moon. But I will be glued to my screen when that little Mexican prick fights again because I hope he just gets clam hammered. And it's because of his little yap. I mean, the shit, it matters. It really fucking matters.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, keep an eye on Macy. All right, if she starts winning fights and starts talking a little bit of shit, there's your Colby.
Yep, there you go. And just keep doing both. Keep winning and keep talking.
Yep. Jesse?
No, I was just gonna say Fred needs to shut up and we need to start our little management group and start getting paid for these ideas because it's true. Look, here's the thing that I think is funny. Now it's been quite a few years since Colby went out and spoiled, what was it, like Star Wars or something, like a few years ago. And people still
a year and a half or 2 years, but
it's recent. Yeah,
it was every time. But here's the thing: every time a new movie comes out that people are excited about, people talk about, oh, I hope Colby doesn't spoil it.
stay away off his Twitter. Like, see, like he created something that people remember. Cejudo's doing the same thing where he's trying to be like this champ. He's the intergender champion, whatever. Like these guys are creating something unique to themselves, right? That like people remember and latch onto. Like Fred is saying,
right?
Like then you just want to see them get obliterated, and it's going to be great when it does happen.
Here's an example,
right?
Of that exact thing you just said. ELC says, "Stop with the Kobe. I'll never pay to see him fight. He's ruining the sport of MMA with his fake WWE bullshit." And whether or not you believe that's great, but you want to see him fight because you want to see him lose. Like you're rooting for Usman a little bit now.
And I mean, I don't know, dog. Look, here's the thing. It'll never, for all of me, in my opinion, it'll never ruin the sport as long as it doesn't find itself in the cage. What I love about all this bullshit is that at the end of the day, you have to answer for it. And it's going to be live on film and we all get to watch. That's what I love. So it's like, talk all you want. At the end, I mean, listen, I'm a Conor fan, right? So leading into the Khabib match, I had to watch him talk. And then as I'm watching the fight, I have to watch him being held down and get the shit beat out of him. And I know all the Khabib fans are out there. Russia was on fucking fire, Jack, because it's like, finally. Keep talking now, you little motherfucking Irish cocksucker. And for those moments, we tune in.
Oh, dude. Okay. So sorry. So I know I'm totally gonna take us off a whole different tangent. Talking about Cejudo.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
Talking about Cejudo though, and Muse, he pops this up. He's going, any truth about Floyd creating his new money team with Conor and Cejudo? No, it is actually Henry Cejudo and Kelvin Gastelum put out. So they were in a car somewhere, and Cejudo put this video where it basically, I'm not gonna watch the video and play it on here, but it's the tweet says, "There's a new money team in town. Move out the way, Floyd and Conor. You can bend the knee to the cringe mafia." I swear to God, Kelvin, if you jump on this cringe shit, I can't support you, dude. You're Mexican and you're an Arizona boy. You can't fucking. Oh my God, I'm gonna lose my mind.
What do you mean, Eddie? You should just stop hanging out with Cejudo. Just stop it.
Boy, look, man, I'm taller than that motherfucker. You wouldn't know if I was hanging out with that dude. Okay, I stood next to him. I met the dude. Okay, he's tiny. All right.
Yeah.
2 seconds in, I'm an Olympic champion. That's nice. Like that's all I had for him. I don't know. Fucking like, that's cool, man. Anyway, but
he's not that big.
No, he's not that big. He's pretty small. But anyway, regardless, cringe mafia is a thing, folks. So again, this goes down to marketing. It ties into the BMF belt. It's the marketing thing. It's finally some of these guys are getting the point. Some of them are taking it too far, such as Colby, such as this cringe mafia. They're getting annoying. But the point is, you want to see them fight. Whether you want to see them win or lose, you want to watch them fight. And they got the hardcores. This is not aimed to us. It doesn't matter. We're pissed off. This is aimed to the casuals. That's all it is. Yeah. And it's fucking working.
Look, somebody we were talking about before the show, we still know as hardcore fans, we still know some of the epic stories about Tito, right? And how he marketed himself. And even now, he still like puts himself out there for people to like just crap on and talk about, but he's out there. He knows how to piss people off. And I think that's what Chael Sonnen does as well, right? Like as you were saying, Fred.
He a country.
Right. And that's the thing. These guys like really know how to angle themselves to really maximize their time on the microphone, right? And really aim something at people to the point where they get the most views back, the most clicks, the most retweets, all that stuff. And it's great. I just wish, like Fred says, I just wish some of these other fighters would take a page out of that and use that. But I think the other problem is, Fred, is exactly what you said. You have to answer for everything you say, one day, whether you're talking about somebody that you're going to fight or maybe in the future. Eventually you guys are going to meet up in the cage and someone's either going to get slapped or, someone's going to put a beating on you. And I think that's the biggest problem. It's that ego that most of these fighters have, that they don't want to put out something and they get like, mollywopped and then they got to face like everybody, their fans and all that stuff on what happened. Listen. What I like about the guys, sorry, real quick, that are doing this is that they don't care. They understand that they're just selling something to people, and whether they get beat or they win, it doesn't matter. People are watching, and that's all it is. It's not tied to their ego.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I was gonna say, even beyond weight divisions, Jack, motherfucking Fabricio Verdum flat attack goddamn Kobe with a boomerang in Australia. You understand me?
Anyway, all right. Anything else before we move on from this one?
Let's go. Well, we got some other shit to get to. I'm sure there's other shit.
Right. Okay, so a couple things here. Well, we'll get into ADCC in a little bit, but what do you guys think of this whole thing? John Jones calling out a style bender, saying he's gonna absolutely make him his absolute bitch or something like that. You guys see that shit?
Well, because it started with Adesanya saying that he's the one to beat John Jones, right? Like he was doing. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, it's okay, but like Fred says, I mean, 2 different weight divisions, and Adesanya is really, I don't know.
Can we stop with the bloated 185ers though? Can we just stop? Yeah. Like John Jones, if John Jones is gonna fight anywhere outside 205, or if he's gonna fight next, he's got to be heavyweight. I don't want to hear it.
Here's the thing, man. All these little young motherfuckers ain't got no idea what foreplay is.
Right.
You understand me? Like, this fight might be huge, but nowhere in the near future, right? Israel hasn't even really became the champion yet officially. He's still got a huge fight to win the belt, period. John's had his belt for a month of Sundays. John needs to go to heavyweight. A bunch of different shit needs to happen. Now, if Israel keeps winning, he certainly has the style, the look, the personality, all the bullshit we just spent fucking 20 minutes yammering on about. Style bender's got all that in spades.
Yep.
If he keeps winning, this fight could be huge. The thing is, I don't want to hear them blow their loads too quick. John did 8 paragraphs on style, but come on, bro. This fight might happen, and it might be massive, but we got a ways yet. Style bender needs to win the belt. He needs to defend it 3 to 4 times against high-level competition. John needs to moonlight at heavyweight, maybe even win that belt in a worst-case scenario. Like, this fight could be massive. It has that potential, but we're a ways away. Some foreplay, boys. Foreplay.
Right.
We don't need it all right now. Just a little chirp here and a little chirp there, building towards an eventual fight in 2.5 years would be great. But we don't need y'all yammering like schoolgirls for the next fucking 3 years when this fight ain't really even close to a reality. It don't need to be yet.
I agree. Don't need to be. I don't want to see it, honestly.
Not yet.
Yeah. Now, if you're gonna do it, you can't pull the fucking GSP and Anderson Silva and wait so long that you never get it.
No, right. That's what I mean. The thing is, it's an idea right now. A bunch of shit has to happen for it to come there. Listen, what about that? Did y'all hear that other shit that happened with the fucking Jackson Wink guy?
Oh yeah,
talking to
the striking coach, right?
Was it the striking coach? It was one of those,
or a boxing coach.
It was one of the coaches over it.
It wasn't Six Gun. It was
not.
It wasn't him. It was somebody else.
Kevin
Gibson.
No, it wasn't Gibson. No, somebody else. There's some guy that was there for like a little bit. I'll pull it up right now.
No, he was like brought in specifically to work with John, I believe, right? Like, but you know what? Like, it just doesn't seem to me that like we've ever heard of John Jones stiffing anybody, right? Like, it seems kind of like this may be something that's just like a pent up aggression,
right?
Like, because we've never heard John Jones have a problem with anybody in his training camp, like besides Rashad, right? And Rashad, it was just because they didn't want to fight. They were in the same camp, whatever. But we've never heard John Jones have a problem with paying people. So this is just kind of out of left field. I don't know what you guys think about it. I think it's all BS. So,
in case and people don't know, and Jeremiah get thrown out the name here, it's striking coach Frank Lester. Apparently, according to MMA Fighting, the article I'm reading, longtime striking coach at Jackson Wink, right? So basically, his thing is this. Yeah, he claims that Bones owns him $13,000 from his last title fight. He's basically saying all this stuff about he's gonna start his own school called Tank Mixed Martial Arts. Gonna take over Albuquerque, and he says this. He goes, "Karma." This is at the end of the Instagram post. It says, "Quote: Karma is real, and John, it's on site now. SIGHT, bro, not SATE. But he goes, it's on site with me and you know that." He's gonna fight him. Okay, allegedly. Anyway, he says, "He stole from my family. You got me fired from my job for no reason, and for that I am grateful because I will never work for a crook like Mike Winkle Loser again." Again, Winkle John's been involved in some shit lately. Here's another one. Okay, I'm 10 times the coach you've ever been. Okay, and you just bought out Greg's name, and unfortunately, Jackson's was out in the control of a dirtbag. This dude should not ever be typing again. But fuck you all very much. The only thing that comes to mind inputs Ming. Jesus, this is awful. In the mind, when I hear your names, are cowardice and deceit. So it's on site, JBJ. So keep that security close, fuckboy. We both know you ain't no real ones. Real ones don't steal from pregnant women and their families. And then John Jones comes back out and talking about, I mean, basically says he's gonna, you know, okay. He goes, Frank, I gave you the opportunity of a lifetime. Everyone on the team knows that I would not agree to give you $20,000 for only your second training camp on my team. And if I did, I would have totally paid you that amount. Not once in 10 years have I ever gotten a complaint about not paying staff members. If anything, I'm always complimented for being people's highest paying client by a long shot. I won't even get into the fact that here's the interesting part. I won't even get into the fact that you were fired from the team on fight week because of your drug issues. Anyways, I'm not going to argue with you on the internet over the internet. After arguing with him on the internet, I would be more than happy to take this to a judge. It's talking about cops and shit. I'm interested in carrying. His weird part. It gets weird. It's a physical threatening that I have a problem with. I have no interest in carrying a concealed pistol. No one brought that up. Or preparing for any type of street fight with you. Tomorrow I'll be calling APD, as Albuquerque PD, and bringing our competition to their awareness. He just became Tekashi 6ix9ine. Honestly, I wish I would. I've never gotten to know you. I truly do wish you nothing but the best. Please just leave me alone, bro, or see me in court.
Honestly, I think that was the absolute best thing John could have did. Kind of. I mean, because like, okay. First off, look, I don't know about the he say, she say drama, right? I don't know if any of us will ever know whether John really paid dude. But let's just look at a couple of things here.
Right.
Okay. Hey, Frank, I don't know you, buddy, but I'm going to tell you one thing right now. You better hope John's security is there if anything is on site if you see John Jones. I don't know who you think that you are, but to the best of my knowledge, John Jones is the one guy walking this planet that you probably don't want to run up on in a street fight and go presuming nothing. Just generally speaking, you might be right, but I would watch my yap a little bit about what I'm going to do to John Jones. You better be glad that John is trying to aware the police department, because something tells me if you ran up on John Jones, all you would end up is on your back with fucking elbows getting shoved through your fucking nose cavity. So there's that. And yeah, why would John stiff the guy? I mean, maybe, but I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, even 20 bands, like not like John's super rich, but John got money and he's going to get more money. I mean, he's fine. Like, I don't, and to be fair, John has had a lot of accusations and a lot of smoke on his fire. One of the few things that nobody's ever accused him of, you know, except for that whore that one time, that one fucking whore.
The stripper. All right, look, so here's a good question. I don't know if you guys know anything about this, but Winkle John is taking that gym down that gym brick by brick. Where's Greg and why isn't he doing anything? Anyone know?
That's a real good fucking question, but it seems all to be true. I don't know what Greg's doing, and old One Eye Wink seems to be putting a fucking number on the gym, but
yeah. Jesse?
I think the last thing I heard is that Greg has kind of stepped back, and he's more of like a coach to certain people, and he's not there at the gym. And I think Winklejohn has taken over like everything, like more so of the gym. And I think we've kind of been fed this line little by little. Like Watterson is trying to leave the gym and open her own gym. Cowboy left, long time, Jackson Winklejohn guy. You've got Diego Sanchez who left. What was it? Fight week. Basically, he was leaving.
Yeah.
Diego is legally insane for the record.
Right. But I'm saying all these guys that have been there for quite a long time, like just up and leaving in the last like couple of years, just kind of gives you an idea that like something's been going on at that gym that's just not the greatest. Whatever is happening there is probably, not good for that gym atmosphere probably. And you probably have a lot of people that don't even go there too often, but it is what it is, man. I mean, coaches and fighters have their relationships, kind of like we've never seen a problem with Holly Holm and Winklejohn, right? Because they came up together. John has never had a problem with his coaching staff because, him and Greg Jackson, they've just been together for this whole time. So I just, you know what, like whatever happened between these two guys, John Jones and this striking coach, is between them. The fact that this guy's trying to put it out in the media and stuff, to me, it sounds like someone's trying to get their name out there.
Yeah.
Seeing as how he's going to open a gym, quote unquote, supposedly, it just seems like he's trying to like create some kind of like media around himself, create drama where there's probably none. And, he's just, like Fred said, if he's really thinking about fighting John Jones on the street, that's the dumbest idea possible.
Right. Real quick. And I'm just going off his typos and the way he writes and everything. I don't think he's trying to do shit. I think he's just blabbing at the mouth and it's just happening for him. So, hey, good for him. But actually knowing what he's doing, not even a little. I really don't think so. All right. Come on site. SITE. Come on, man.
Hey, you can fall ass backwards into opportunities, man. I'm just saying.
That's true. You're not wrong on that. Anyway, all right. Real quick, Jody says, I love how Jones talks about the guy's drug issue. Yeah. John Jones talking about someone else's drug issue.
To be fair, that is good stuff, John.
That is really
good stuff, but I'm fucking here for it. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
And listen, to be fair, who would know better? That's like Jose Canseco saying he knows some shit about steroids.
And he wrote a book.
If John says he knows some shit about your drug usage, mum's the word.
Yep.
Because we believe him.
When that book,
John knows drugs, Jack.
Right. Fun fact, when I worked at a local newspaper back in college, I had to write a book. I had to write an article on that juiced book that Canseco came out with. And that motherfucker was naming names and getting detailed out. So, yeah, you're right on that analogy. All right. And then real quick on the Diego Sanchez leaving and everything. I remember Diego was talking about it's not the same gym anymore. They're letting like people go in there. You could be like Joe off the fucking street, pay your dues every month. And you could spar with like Michelle Watterson and shit. I'm like, how the fuck is that allowed? That right there is, dangerous. Fucking hell.
To be fair, if you're Michelle Watterson, it sounds kind of sweet. Like, there you
Shoot
go.
for a takedown, bro. I'm shooting for an immediate takedown.
Put a meat stack in there for me to just thump on a little. You want to spar Michelle Watterson? Here you go. Come here.
Shoot for takedown.
Liver kick feels like.
I shoot for a takedown, and immediately, if full guard, I will break the one rule you don't do in a guard like if someone's dangerous at guard. Leave one arm in and one out. I'll get triangled so fast. I don't even care. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, but all right, let's move on. What?
Yeah. No. It's just what somebody said in the comments. Cowboy is the truest guy in the sport, and when he's the one that has problems with the gym, that speaks volumes. That tells you quite a bit of what's going on there.
They picked Mike Perry over Cowboy. Cowboy leaves, and they picked whoever Diego fought over Diego. Diego leaves. So it's a money thing. It seems like a money thing.
And it's not new. Again,
no, it's not new. No,
y'all are new to the sport, baby boy. This shit happened many moons ago. Rashad and John,
right?
Rashad was there. John was the up and coming thing. They decided to fight. Basically, everybody sided with John. Rashad fucked off to Florida or whatever, and the rest is history. Like they have a long history of this.
That's what happens with teams like that. Like when teams stack the deck as much as they do and they get as much talent, that's gonna fucking happen. It's just there's no way around it. All right. Real quick before we talk about this weekend. Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. ELC may. I think someone else put it in the comments too, but Cowboy called it a puppy mill. That's pretty much what it is. So
yeah, it is.
Yeah. All right. I know you two need just real quick. I know neither one of you guys probably watched it, but ADCC happened this weekend. If you guys watch jiu-jitsu, that's the one to watch. If you have a Flow Grappling, I do because I wanted to watch it. It's definitely worth watching a replay. I watched it a couple times already. If you don't know the name Gordon Ryan by now, and I know people hate that dude because he talks a lot of shit, this motherfucker backs it up. Okay, he subbed 12 out of 15 matches. I think it was. All right, subbed. He finished 12 out of 15 matches. Double gold, ADCC, absolute, and his weight division. Dude is a fucking animal. All right, so if you didn't watch it, I highly recommend look up highlights on YouTube, or if you have Flow Grappling, go check it out. I meant to do a show on it, but couldn't get a hold of anyone else that watched it that could do a show. So it's all good. But see, Tony knows what I'm talking about. Gordon Ryan is a beast. He's a bad motherfucker. You will get to know that dude's name fucking very soon for sure.
I think he said he's trying to do MMA eventually, right?
Yeah, he's training already MMA. He's doing striking and everything. Obviously, there's no video out there of him striking, so I can't, no one's going to be doing anything crazy. But supposedly he's going to be out there. Yeah, here's a good one, and this is true. And I know I get the typo, but ADCC guys are on that juice. A lot of those motherfuckers are on that juice. You could see that shit from fucking mile away. Okay, like come on, dog. Like you failed the eye test so hard. I know it's not acai. That shit don't get you that jacked. All right. Talk about this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. UFC 243. We're finally there. Headline by Israel Adesanya challenging for the legit 185 belt, obviously interim champion. The legit belt from the Reaper Robert Whittaker. It's gonna be fucking on. I'm totally expecting this fight to be crazy. I'm hoping Robert Whittaker makes it to the fight because Robert's let us down a couple times last fucking second and shit. And of course the co-main event, Al Quinto versus Dan Hooker, which I think is not being talked about enough. But let's start with that main event there, Fred. Adesanya, Robert Whittaker. What are you thinking on this one?
Listen, I think I've been on record any place that'll listen to me run my yap and saying this. I know a lot of people think this is going to be an extremely close fight. And I definitely understand why they would say that because of Robert Whittaker's pedigree and the names that he's taken out as champion and to become champion. I definitely get that. But for me, and I am definitely not the fight picker extraordinaire, and MMA math doesn't mean shit. But again, styles make fights. And I just cannot get Robert Whittaker's loss to Wonder Boy at 170 out of my mind. I just feel like Stylebender is fucking Wonder Boy 2.0. He does everything he does, maybe a little better, maybe a little more creative, maybe a little faster, and he's definitely bigger. And Wonder Boy finished Robert Whittaker.
Yep.
Didn't win, he finished him. So again, it's not like MMA math means anything, but styles make fights. And I just think that Stylebender's style, keep using that fucking word repetitively, is just the kryptonite for Robert Whittaker. I think Robert Whittaker's strongest asset in this fight is going to be his chin and his toughness and his durability. Yeah. And when you say that about a fighter going into a fight, that basically just means this fight lasts as long as Izzy can keep thumping on him, which I think Robert will take it for a couple rounds, but I don't see him out wrestling Izzy. And I just think that the striking difference is going to be noticeable. Matter of fact, I'll go on record and say that I think it's going to be noticeable quite fast. I think within the first minute or two, Izzy hurts Robert. And matter of fact, I'm going to get a little crazy and say I wouldn't be surprised to see him finish Robert Whittaker in the first round. I mean, listen, just because people are known for taking a beating doesn't mean that some shit can't happen. Look at the fucking the Stipe DC fights.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
First fight, one punch, down goes Stipe. Second fight, he eats 100 punches like that. Just because Robert Whittaker went 10 rounds with Yoel Romero does not mean that Israel Adesanya will not come in there and land 2 perfectly placed punches and put Robert Whittaker right the fuck to sleep in the first round. Now, I'm not saying it's likely, but again, I think there is going to be a massive difference in the striking, and I think it's going to get known. I think it'll come down to if Robert Whittaker can force his grappling on Izzy. If he cannot, and Izzy makes him stand at distance and they trade, I think Robert Whittaker's fucked.
There you go. Jesse, what do you think, man?
I wish I would have gone first because Fred literally said everything I was gonna say. I was thinking. But I give Whittaker a lot more credit than Fred does here. Because I do think that he's come up against really, really hard styles, and he's shown that he's he's got a pretty high fight IQ, being able to get around a lot of that stuff. His last fight just didn't really convince me that he's the best at 185, seeing as how, I still feel that Yoel Romero won that fight, especially in that last round. I mean, it just looked like Robert Whittaker had nothing left. The only way I see Robert Whittaker winning this fight is if it goes to a decision and some home cooking. But other than that, I mean, I really think that Adesanya, I think it's going to be a coming out party for a lot of people that haven't really been on the train. I think Adesanya by probably TKO KO.
Okay, so here's the thing that I thought when I heard about this fight immediately was, okay, Robert Whittaker's got to make it to the fight first. First of all, that's just easy one, right? Got to get there. But it's to me, like Fred said, his chin, right? If he can last those first 2-3 rounds, and that's a huge if, because people don't think Israel, they think Israel is just like accurate. If you saw the punches he was laying on Gastelum, when Gastelum would miss, Israel was already out the way. Gastelum would miss, and he would be completely defenseless to eat a straight shot right to the chin, right? How many can Robert Whittaker take before he gets knocked out? Or can he last to that 4th, 5th round? See if Adesanya gets tired and then lay it on him. There's a lot of what if situations, and so to me it's a hard one to pick. I really enjoy watching Israel Adesanya, right? But I think Robert Whittaker is going to pull us off. I think it's really at the very end, like 5th round, just after a long ass war. And again, I'm the same as Fred. I'm shit at picking fights. It's total shit. All right, but that's just how I feel it's going to go down. Is that it's going to be one of those things where Whittaker just takes a whole bunch of punishment, makes it to the last 2 rounds, and then lays it on Israel Adesanya. Don't know if he finishes him, but I think he pulls off a super close decision and keeps that belt. But regardless, man, who fucking knows? I'm probably wrong. And I probably just jinxed old Bobby Knuckles, but we'll see.
The Reaper. He doesn't like the Bobby Knuckles.
I don't give a shit.
Moniker.
No. Fuck that. All right. I've been watching the embeddeds. All right. His kid had a Bobby Knuckles shirt on. All right. And he was petting the little dude on his head, or his kid on his head. All right. Yeah. He's okay with Bobby Knuckles now. It's all good. It's better than the Reaper. Why the fuck? Come on, Reaper. The Reaper. Bobby Knuckles is way better. All right. It might not matter after this fight if he loses, though. Let's be real.
To be fair, Bobby Knuckles is more accurate. I mean, he doesn't really kill people.
Yeah.
I'm saying if your nickname is the Reaper, you need to kind of be Tyson-esque. Like,
right.
You need to kill people. He doesn't quite do that. It's Bobby Knuckles.
If Kelvin can land a head kick on AZ, what can Bobby do?
I'm fucking saying, man. Like, I just feel like his striking defense is going to be a field day.
Yeah. So, by the way, I want to get one of those Bobby
Knuckles.
I legit want to get the Bobby Knuckles shirt now because I didn't know he made him himself. All right. If it was like the UFC making him, like someone was making a good point on Twitter, going like, if we want to buy like fighter gear, we need to buy it from them, not from the UFC. 100% on that train. 100%. This is what I would do too. Anyway, all right. So moving on. Ali Quinta gets Dan Hooker in the co-main event. Nobody's talking enough about this fight, in my opinion. Dan Hooker is a bad motherfucker. Ali Quinta is a bad motherfucker. Like, that dude's durable as fuck. Al walked through a bunch of shit. I mean, he made Habib. Now, again, it was, last second replacement, whatever.
Last minute,
yeah. Super last minute. And Habib wasn't ready or whatever the fuck. But he looked good, right? Yeah. And he made a name out of himself. Losing that fight still brought his stock up, right? Dan Hooker is a bad motherfucker. Dude's got length. He's really fucking good. All right. So I'm excited for this fight. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm picking Dan Hooker on this one by decision. But I'm picking him. But yeah, let's go with Jesse here first.
Oh, okay. I got Al. I mean, I think Al has proven that he's got the skills to really give everybody fits and troubles in the division. And I think with enough training and time, I mean, he could be a problem for everybody. It's unfortunate that a lot of people think that he's not as good as he really is because of that Khabib fight. Right. But like you said, it was super. Literally, it was like at the weigh-ins, right, where like something happened and they were trying to get, who was it, Pettis first, and then they tried to give it to what's his name, the Irish Dragon.
Oh,
Paul Felder, and then the commission said that he wasn't ranked high enough, and then finally it went down to, so he was like third option that time. So I mean, it's not like he was prepared for that fight. But all in all, I think this is going to be a great fight between these two guys, and I think Hooker is really, really good, and it's going to be interesting to see if Hooker is really ready for that next level competition. Because to me, Iaquinta's already there. He's already seen, what a lot of these top contenders can do. And, he's got a great training camp behind him. So I really think that Iaquinta is gonna really show off here.
Fred.
Now, I was going to pick Iaquinta until Jesus picked him, but that just put a whole hex on that whole guy.
Yeah,
I can't be picking the same motherfucker as Jesus. No, you know what? I'm going to pick fucking Hooker because I tell you something. I really buy into this whole fucking home field advantage thing, man. Like, there's really kind of something to be said for like these motherfuckers be fighting different at home, man.
Yeah.
They give it up differently when they be at home. Or Weilin Jean came out and fucking snuffed Andrade, Jack. Like,
Yeah.
maybe like there is something to be said for that shit. Now I know we just watched little Jack Hermanson get snuffed out at home, so maybe my little theory ain't the greatest. But god damn it, I'm going with it this time. I think the Australians, even though he's a New Zealander, right?
Hooker?
Yeah.
I
Or is he from Australia? Either way, they fuck with
I
each
don't
other.
know.
I've seen that their little beef isn't like really toxic. It's more of a competitive beef. So if you know, if there's no other Aussie in the fight, I'm pretty sure they'll be rooting for the New Zealander. So he'll be getting that home field advantage. And I think that, listen, Hooker's got the skills to win the fight. So it comes down to like kind of heart and grit and, shit like home field advantage.
Mm-hmm. Right. All right.
It'll be a close fight, though. And I don't see nobody getting finished. I will say that.
Right. All right. Real quick. He's gonna say, now you done it, Eddie. We're gonna see Whitaker not make it, and Dana White's gonna have a hemorrhage on live TV.
Oh God, same.
Pay-per-view, bro. Anyway, it's still pay-per-view. All right. Let's see. A lot of people saying, like, I hope Al worked on his jab defense. Yeah. 8-2 against Cowboy. ELC says, I hope Al has the fight of his life and gets his hand raised. Look, I like Al Guy Quinta. I think he's fun. But
yeah, I think we all said the same thing. I think we all know that Al's a tough guy and he's a good fighter. And like every fighter, I mean, there's things that he does that aren't really good, and there's things he does that are really great, like his wrestling, his pressure and his ability to really deal the damage and take the damage. So
wait a minute. Oh yeah, I did see that. They brought in the bagel. They brought in. They brought in the bagel boss guy to train with them, and he had Al over his social media and shit. Jesus Christ!
Listen, to be fair, I seen that little bagel boss fucker get fucking the shit smacked out of him by some big tall motherfucker.
When
in some damn restaurant in New York City.
Yeah. Okay, wait. He was supposed to he signed up to take some celebrity fight.
Yeah, against the hide your kids, hide your wife guy.
Did that happen yet?
I don't know.
The little bagel dude's like 4'6". He needs to just go sit down somewhere, man.
I'm willing to say Jesse beats him in a fight. Jesse's already got the reach and the height, dude.
I go along with that. He's small. He's small, right?
Yeah. I take Jesse over in that fight any day. All right. For real. That's for real. All right. Other fights on that card, of course, Tai Tuivasa against Sergey Spivak. Tai Tuivasa is just fun as fuck to watch. And if he wins or loses, he does a shoey. That dude's just fucking. I want to hang out with that dude.
Right. I just want to do a shoey. It's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard about.
But I want to see it.
I fucking love it.
Yeah. Like I want to go hang out with that dude. That's like that's one of those guys like I want to hang out with that motherfucker.
The epic story of him during a fighter summit where he had all the fighters spit in his shoe and he did it.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And then
that guy's wild.
Luke Jumiao against Diego Lima. I like Diego Lima. I just don't know who's gonna win that one. And then Justin Taffa, who they're calling like the next Mark Hunt, taking on Jorgen De Castro. Fight that was supposed to be on this main card. Holly Holm against Raquel Pennington out. Holly Holm due to injury. I heard hamstring. I don't know for sure, but it sucks. I was actually kind of looking forward to that, to see how much like punishment Raquel can take before either Holly runs out of gas or runs out of ideas, and then see what happens. Here we go. Ew, Shuey. Even hearing the word is vomit inducing. Fuck the bagel boss. He disrespected one of the most sacred places on Long Island, the bagel shop.
It's all perfect.
Yeah.
And
what's up?
No. Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say I'm bringing up some of these fights, but there's nothing like.
No, we're not.
I'll go over them real quick. Just names that are on this card: Jake Matthews taking on Rostam Akman, Callum Porter on taking on Maki Pitolo, Brad Riddle against Jamie Malarkey. Okay, hey. And then Megan Anderson's on this card, super low for being such a trying to make her a big name. Zara Fern dos Santos.
Well, that's why she's that low on the card.
Fair enough.
And then getting her in the OW column, I see.
Yeah, and then the early fight pass prelims: Nadia Kasim against Yi Young Kim, and then Khalid Ta taking on Bruno Silva. So regardless, look, this is a fun ass card to watch.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna watch. I mean, obviously, we were always gonna watch it, but I would be watching it regardless. It's gonna be fucking badass. All right. What other things do we want to hit here before we go?
Just real quick, next week, I believe it's next week. Yeah, next Friday, Combate Americas is going to be in your neck of the woods, Eddie. Their main event,
100 miles
their
away.
main event,
Mhm.
their main event dropped out.
Oh, really?
So now it's Jose Alday against Joby Sanchez. So Joby Sanchez fighting at Combate Americas in the main event next week.
Real quick, did they give a date on the Tito Del Rio fight?
Not yet.
Nothing yet. Okay.
No,
here's
no.
one. One of the Instagram questions. We'll make this one quickly because we're running out of time here. Referee Dan Mergliotta called MVP Michael Venom Page a piece of shit in the cage. So apparently MVP, one of MVP's coaches, heard it. Dan apologized, and now he's going public with his apology and saying that he'll never do his fights again. I don't disagree with him. I think MVP probably is a piece of shit, but he probably shouldn't have said that shit, right?
Yeah, I think it was more in the heat of the moment. I don't know if you guys saw that fight.
Yeah.
He literally had to rip him off, and then he was telling him to just leave the dude alone. And MVP was, mouthing off in his face, trying to, get back at the guy. After everything they talked, I guess MVP was still heated. But I mean, yeah, I guess I could see Dan Mergliotta's point in just telling him to back off, and then he gets in his face. So I mean, it is what it is, man.
Fred,
referees are human beings too.
Yeah, nah, I ain't cool with this. It ain't your place, bro. It ain't your spot to be even if you feel like that, that's fine. Say that shit over a beer with your buddies.
Yeah.
Not in the cage when we can hear you. Look, if not for anything, there's a reason why you're not allowed to fuck your coworkers. Now, a whole bunch of y'all out there, probably a few of y'all listening right now are fucking your coworkers, but the reason you're not supposed to do that is because it's not good for business. It makes bad business, right? I can't be fucking you if I'm your boss, because then you can persuade me with cocksucks and shit like that, and that's no bueno for the other people that work for me. So if you think he's a piece of shit, why in the fuck would I be okay with you reffing my fights? And quite frankly, if you're willing to open that much of your pocket up, what other fighters do you think are pieces of shit? What other fighters are now watching this going, when I was fighting last time with old Dan, I thought it was
unfair, right?
Yeah. I've already seen somebody on Twitter floating around that he was a racist because he fucking did some shit with Greg Hardy. He shook his head. I'm saying though, I'm not saying there's any validity to it, but once you start showing bro, if you're a ref, it's just like a judge. You got to be neutral as fuck. Mm-hmm. That's your whole job. You cannot be I don't really like this guy. I'll call it down the middle, but I'll tell you right now, I don't like him. Why in the fuck would we believe that you're going to call it down the middle, bro?
Okay, I understand what you're saying, Fred, but I also think it was the circumstances of the fight. Dan didn't say that he felt that way before the fight. He said that in the moment of what was going on in the moment. After the fight and everything. And look, I can understand what you're saying. You're definitely right. A referee should be impartial at all times, because once he has a leaning towards one or the other, his judgment is clouded. Whether he thinks he is or he isn't, it doesn't matter. Right. He's already leaning one way and not leaning another way. So he might give one guy an extra, opportunity to survive a couple more punches, or hold on to something a little bit longer than he should, blah blah blah, whatever. That's a different can of worms. But what I'm saying is that Dan is also a human being who, when this moment is happening and he's trying to get a fighter under control, and the fighter is just instigating. I get it. You need to stay neutral and not show emotions like that. But he did, and I don't think people should be persecuting the guy and calling him whatever, he should never ref fights, all that stuff. I just think he had a moment of being a human being,
right? And
about that white privilege.
Fucking anyway, fucking me, and it was Mergliotta that came out and said he'll never ref one of his fights again.
Well, good. I'm sure the feeling is mutual. What the fuck?
Yeah. All right. And then Tony asking, did you guys watch the Spencer Porter fight?
You know, I
Spence
did,
Porter.
and I'm fucking really salty. I fucking missed it, man. And I heard that it was a fucking amazing fight. I saw the highlights, and boxing is super exciting right now. I'm kind of bummed that I missed it, but I did miss it.
Yeah. All I saw was fucking. There was some nasty left hooks in that fucking fight. All
He
right.
dropped him to a knee, but fucking Sean Porter is tough, dog.
Bad
That
motherfucker,
fucking
man.
look he took, he ate that bitch and it scrambled his eyeballs, and I think he still only hit a knee.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
No.
God damn, and Earl Spence Jr. is fucking good. Really, really fucking good.
When he landed that left hook, dude, it sounded kind of like what it sounds like when you, like, if you grab like a flat basketball, you throw it as high as you can, and it hits the ground. To me, that's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, something's broken in there. Oh fuck.
The fact that Sean didn't go to sleep after that fight is kind of amazing, man. It shows you what kind of shape he was in for that fight too. What the fuck?
Yeah, it was fucking
Yeah,
nuts.
it was a really, really good fight for what I heard, though. I didn't watch it though.
Right. No, I watched. I cover U of Arizona football, like the college team, for Believe.com. So I was watching that, and I had the fight on my phone, so I was going back and forth because it was on at the same time. What I did catch, and I caught, and everybody else fucking did. There was a huge brawl in the fucking in the seats during that fucking Spence Porter fight. So that was kind of fucking hilarious. There's video of it all over the place. I think TMZ's the one that put that out. But
Eddie, real quick, that comment by ELC about Dan Murgliata. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Look, if this is the case, then we definitely have a problem with Murgliata then, right? If he's like so emotional that he's, shaking his head and doing all these things. Now, my question is it during the fight? Is it before the fight? Is it after the fight? Because, it just, it makes a difference if the guy is like giving his opinion, like, on visual cues on what happens in the fight. Like, I think someone else posted, nobody talks about how the refs don't say anything to Khabib while he's trash talking the dudes that he's beating the hell out of. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just hard to say, like how to handle the situation when he's a pretty good ref. He doesn't have that many things that happen like where you go, yeah, he's biased and stuff. And if he's letting his emotions show, maybe he needs a little bit more training in how to be a bit more stoic.
I would love to see what John McCarthy thinks about this, because I think he'd be like, it's just heat of the moment shit. They're human and everything. I think he's just like a guy that got caught heat of the moment, got caught saying some shit that all of us would have said. The problem is his job title his job is too important to have him actually say shit like that. So
yeah,
that's just unfortunate. And yeah, the whole eye rolls, head shakes. Now that they mentioned it, now that the ELC mentions that, I've actually noticed that in between rounds with him. So, but I never thought much of it. But it doesn't really matter. I don't know. But any fucking like quick stoppage that ever happened under him is gonna be questioned now because of that shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Are we gonna say something?
No, actually, well, yeah, but it has nothing to do with nothing. I was just
go for it.
To end the episode, let's end on a highlight. I don't know if you guys can see this. Can you? Is it too fucking?
It's too bright. Yeah.
Right. All right. We'll just go to fucking John Jones' Twitter. Okay. Somebody says, "Could you call out heavyweights instead?" And he replies with, "Oh, you just wait."
Right. I saw that too earlier, and I'm like, well, we're fucking waiting. We're waiting, motherfucker. Shit.
Let's see. His next fight's not booked yet. Let's see what happens.
Right. All right. Before we go, last check of the fucking headlines here. What do we got? The MVP thing. Oh, Phil Davis is coming. Returns to Bellator at returns at Bellator 231. Okay. What was the other one? I don't even think did we talk about Shogun Sam Alvey last week?
No.
All right. Well, that fight's set for UFC Sao Paulo. So, I think
what are you gonna do? It's a little strange seeing Shogun in such a kind of I don't know, meaningless fight. I guess it'll be fun, but it's weird. Shogun be a really massive star. All these fights are always strange to me a little bit. These kind of fights, as much as I love Sam Alvey, and Sam Alvey's literally one of the coolest guys in MMA. He'll like do anybody's podcast. Like if you're starting out and you're just starting your podcast out, and you're trying to find a fighter that'll probably come fuck with you, try to holler at Sam Alvey. He's literally the coolest, fucking most relatable UFC fighter I've ever fucking like come in contact with.
And his wife's his manager, right? Like she's the one that does everything for him.
We would just hit up Sam on Twitter Like, yo, come fuck with us. And he'd be like, bet.
Yeah.
He's smiling and shit. Like, I swear he's super, super, super cool. But like him sharing the octagon with Shogun at this point is a little weird. Shogun was that guy for a while. Again, I harp about there being a point in time where BJ Penn was the John Jones of the sport. There was a time when Shogun was the John Jones of the sport. There was a small duration, a year or two in Pride, where Shogun was the absolute pound for pound best fighter on this planet. Him or Fedor, but like he was the man, and so it's a little, I'll tune in, but what the fuck, right?
Right. And then Renan Barros coming back, taking on Douglas Silva, the Andrade at featherweight. Same card. Okay.
Real quick. Like 2-second opinion on this. Did you see TJ saying that when he comes back, he wants an immediate title shot because he's still the champ?
Fuck off.
I mean, he's clearly not still the champ, but as far as him getting a title shot goes, I mean, let's see what's happening. He don't deserve it, but like everybody's like, oh my god, blah blah blah. We'll see what's happening. I mean, let's like if nobody else is in line, like we'll see what the. I'm not saying he deserves it, but he could walk into it depending on what the division looks like.
He needs to shut the fuck up. He barely just now took the needles out of his ass. Okay, I don't want to hear any of that bullshit. I'm taking title shot when I come back. Fuck you. All right. Honestly, look, and the reason I get annoyed with it is because fucking TJ was so much fun to watch, and then that bullshit. Like, god damn it, motherfucker. Really? Like, I enjoy watching him until that came, and then he got himself suspended. All right, you know what? Fuck you. You deserve that.
I'll give you that. Now it's like, shut the fuck up. Go away for a while.
Exactly, yeah. And then Vanderlei Silva no longer on the contract with Bellator. He's talking about doing bare knuckle fighting. Okay, you can get me to watch bare knuckle fighting if you can get Vanderlei on there. I shit you not. I will watch at least once. Okay, I will watch at least one time with Vanderlei. If
Vanderlei Silva fights bare knuckle and you don't watch it, how dare you call yourself a fight fan? That's as fucking pure as
insane.
Vanderlei Silva bare knuckle. I don't give a shit if it's against Tank Abbott. I'm there.
Yep. Fuck that. You know what? If they somehow got Fedor, like not dad bod Fedor. He's not dad bod anymore, by the way. If you go on Instagram, he ain't dad bod anymore. He's what do you call it? The Belfort fitness system. He's got some kind of fitness system he's doing now.
But
he's back to TRT Vitor.
At this point, he had to go ahead and go against the GOAT, Artem. Artem got his belt over there. He beat former champion boxers and shit. If you you got to holler at Artem, Jack.
Artem, Artem. What are you gonna do, man? All right. Anything else, boys? Where we go?
No, that's it. I gotta go to bed. It's fucking late on the East Coast, you cocksuckers. Let's go.
What?
Real quick to everybody, just awareness that this month is breast cancer awareness month. So bust out your little pink ribbons, maybe run a little 5K, post something on your social media, support.
And listen, for all of you that do not have cancer of the titties, show your titties off.
And go on Twitter.
Show them the people. DM a titty pic to somebody right now. I'm sure you got a guy in mind that probably would love a picture of your tits. Send them things. You'll make somebody's night or their morning. Send it in the morning. I guarantee you the guys will love it.
Oh, it's a great way to start your day.
Send all that stuff to Fred. What's your Twitter handle?
I got a problem with this shit. It's like drugs. Don't send your titties to me. I go overboard. I'm taken and I don't do that. I get fucking crazy. Leave me alone.
All right. Like this is just saying the Twitter handles Spot1983 for Jesse. Kirby's at Kirby_MMA. I'm at Elab32. Of course, the show's at KeyboardWarriorsMMA.com. And then of course, shout out to RepTheWarriors.com and SpricesPros.com. You guys are the shit. All right. Shout out to everyone that tuned in tonight. Tony, ELC, Unbroken MMA guys as usual, hanging out here. Oh man, I'm missing a bunch of Musement was here for a while. Jody hung out today. Appreciate it. Appreciate you hanging out. Jeremiah was here at some point. He left one comment. So the Hardcore MMA show, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit him up. I'm trying to catch all the names on here, folks. There's a lot of people on here. Oh, Laura was on here earlier. I think she might still be on here. Appreciate you guys. You guys are the shit. We will catch you guys next week for another episode of Keyboard Warriors. So good night. And good night, Wheelchair. And here comes the awkward part where we wait to see if it actually ends.